All right, in this video we'll discuss what to eat at a tournament. This is something we hear all the time in wrestling. Kids get tired, they don't have energy. So this is what I would do. Number one, we like complex carbohydrate drink. It's no different than drinking a protein shake when you're trying to put on muscle. Well, you can drink carbohydrates too. And just any nutrition store has it. There's many different products out there. You can probably Google the best ones. We have found that my son, one of the best products there were, it was not very expensive. I think $30 for a tub lasts you a year, not just a season, but a year. So it's very, very cheap. It's not like some other supplements. But the kind that we got that was supposed to be the best was kind of syrupy. So, you might want to experiment a little bit. But basically, complex carb drinks are fantastic to sip on at a tournament. Now, me, I weigh 155 pounds. I can only absorb about 40 grams of carbs at a time, apparently. Someone bigger can absorb more. Younger kids, 100 pounders, 90, 80 pounders, probably 25. So, 1/3 bottle of Gatorade, which is simple sugar, which you don't want a lot of simple sugar when you're competing because your blood sugar goes up and down, right? But a little simple sugar is not bad, especially since your brain can only function on blood-borne glucose, which means, your brain can't, your body can't pull carbohydrate from your muscles and then to operate your brain. That's the reason you get foggy or lightheaded if you your blood sugar drops. But yet your heart doesn't stop and you can still run if you had to. So it's always good to have some carbs in your system. And this is why starving is terrible for kids who are trying to lose weight when they just skip meals, because you crash and your brain basically shuts down and you're in school. So I think it's good to take maybe a 1/3 bottle of Gatorade, put a scoop or maybe two of complex carb drink in there, and then shake it up, put a little water, shake it up again, top it off with water again, shake it up, and that gives them something good to sip on during a tournament, and that way you keep the complex carbs in their system. As far as eating at a tournament, bananas, whole grain, great high quality bagels are good. The main thing is don't eat a lot. Your body's number one priority will be food digestion. If you eat a lot, all the blood will pool around your stomach. So it's common knowledge that you're supposed to compete on an empty stomach. So that's the reason snacking is good and not eating a big meal at a tournament. Now sure, maybe in the morning after weigh-ins, if you have a 3-hour wait until your match, you can eat something, a breakfast or whatnot. But for the most part, just snacking is good. And the complex carb drink is something good. Also, the complex carb drink is fantastic whenever you're cutting weight. So let's say I have, I'm a high school kid or a college man, and I lost 5 pounds today after practice, and I'm gonna put 2.5 back on. I might eat, a small bagel with, a little cream cheese or something. I don't know. And then I want to drink something, and you're very, very, very thirsty. We know that if you guys have ever had to watch your weight and you kind of sweat down a little bit, besides the need to breathe, the desire to drink is the second greatest need that we have. So it drives you crazy when you're thirsty, especially if you're pulling that water weight down. So, obviously it would be fantastic to drink a gallon of water or Gatorade or orange juice, but you can't. So I can only put so much back on. So instead of drinking water or some sugary drink like a Gatorade, it's best to drink some complex carb, because I can only put on 2.5 pounds. But if I can put on 2.5 pounds of complex carb, now I can maybe dump 60 grams of carb in my system, 40 or 50 are going to absorb. Now I wake up tomorrow and I feel good. If you just drink a Gatorade, or maybe you just drink 2.5 pounds of Gatorade and you don't eat anything, the next morning your stomach's empty, your blood sugar is going to crash, and you're still going to be thirsty, but that sugar that you drank last night is gone. So drinking complex carbs back with this carbohydrate drink is also a great way to help you recover after your after weigh-ins in the morning or evening before a dual meet. Certainly when you're pulling down, you have to weigh in tomorrow morning or tomorrow night, and you had a good cut tonight, a weight cut, and you want to put some back, the complex carb drink is fantastic for that also. One last thing, whenever you are at a tournament, if you have problems with your energy level, you might want to put earbuds deep in your ears. Go lay in the bleachers, put a towel or a t-shirt over your eyes, go to sleep. Go out of the gym. Get out of those whistles. What I noticed when I was a wrestler, I loved the whistles. I just loved the atmosphere of a wrestling tournament. I still do. But it wears me out after a while. Even as a coach, I got to get out of there. So as an athlete, I would get out of the gym for 20, 30 minutes, an hour if I could. Maybe just go lay in the car and take a nap if it's not too cold, or go sit outside and, breathe some good air. And just that way, when you disappear for 30 minutes to an hour, now when you walk back in the gym an hour before your match, those whistles kind of re-excite you again. So that's just a personal thing. But especially younger kids, they really need to not, they run around the tournaments a lot. They need to have fun and run around. But, you say, hey, your match is coming up in an hour. I want you to sit in the stands and relax for a little bit. Maybe before the finals, they've been there for 9 hours that day. Before the finals, if there's a 2-hour break, you might take them out of there. If you have a hotel, or go back into the car, or make them lay in the bleachers and make them take a 20 or 30-minute nap. A lot of times we don't have energy in big matches because we just didn't rest, and plus by putting earphones in, or turning some music on, or just putting earplugs in and covering up your eyes and taking a nap, what I have noticed is it's just a good way to recharge your batteries. We just want our brain to shut off. There's a lot going on at these tournaments, and to be able just to turn your brain off and let it relax, and just turn your emotions off and close your eyes, there's nothing better. And some kids are in the stands playing video games. I think that's great. Maybe it's not good to play for 9 hours. I don't know. But just good common sense, I think, goes a long way as well. But as far as eating in a tournament, bananas, bagels, small sandwiches, you really can't go wrong with any of that stuff, as long as it digests easily and quickly. And complex carb drink is a fantastic thing. And I wouldn't slam a lot of great big Gatorades. A little simple sugar's not bad, but don't overdo it.